Okay. It's the other camera. Here we go. Pull this one out. I've got this disconnected, so they're a little sticky to this floor for some reason. I guess because they've been here for so many years. Oh, that battery, nasty red battery goo's all over it, so that's going to be fun to clean off my hands. Ow! Piece of goddamn worn out crap. Yeah, this one's all swollen too. All 8 of them so far. Yeah, that one's swollen as well, that last one. You can see it pooching up out of the top near the battery post. So, anyway, that's the 3rd one out of the last row. Like I said, I have a total of 8 of them. Ooh, that's heavy. All right. All right. Let's see if I can get that last one out. There we go. Looks like some of the wood's got some damage from these things sitting for so long. Yeah, it doesn't look good. I'll have to take a better look at that. See if it's worth leaving it the way it is. God, I hope these things, these big ass lipos fit. I don't think this 4 gauge is heavy enough. Do you guys? I don't think so. Let me know down in the comments if these lipos are good enough to take a 4 gauge, or do they need a 1 gauge for the interconnections of the batteries for the series, but they probably do need it. So, look at this shit. It's nasty. No, I didn't cut myself. That's the red crap they put on top of the batteries to keep them from corroding. One of the good things about LiPo, they don't have the same chemistry, so they don't use acid. Nope, that's not how they work. Because of that, the terminals generally don't corrode. You don't have to put this red goop on them. So that's really nice. And you don't have to worry about losing connectivity because of the corrosive buildup. And all these mud daubers here. Anyway, I'm gonna make a little noise. I'm gonna blow out this area here so I can take a better look at this floor. Give me a second. Oh, I can't do that. All right, so never mind. Anyway, I'm gonna take out this other board here. Oh. Let me move the camera a little bit. See this board? I'm gonna pull that out, because I need to get access to this panel. I want to see what's behind there, for one, because I haven't had it open yet. And 2, if I have to find out that all my power cables for the 12 volt go through there, it's good to know it now instead of when I'm on the side of the highway trying to figure out why I got a short. Anyway, so let's get to it. Take out all these screws, quite a few. Cooking with gas. Get this one out. I know this is boring, but it is what it is. I'll try and edit some of this boring garbage out. No guarantees. Alright, there's more, but I'm not climbing all the way in there. Never find my way back out again. Yeah, this damn thing goes all the way down. Just like I feared. There we go. Let's get the other one out of there. Whoop. Camera fell. All right, hopefully you can still see what the hell's going on in here. Oh. Okay. I don't know what you can and can't see now. All right. A couple of big steering and screwdriver screws. Hopefully you can see that. Let's see what you can see, because I don't know what you can and can't see right now. All right, see those screws? Looks like there's 3 of them, and there's a hinge, so we should be able to see what the hell this goes to. I hope. Let's see if I can get me a screwdriver. All right, so now I've got my gauge wire. I've got my fittings that'll fit on one gauge 0. And then I've also got a whole pile of shrink tubing for the end of these all to go together. Then I got 20 feet of black, 1/aught, and 20 feet of red, 1/aught. And then again, I've got the my power switch, so I can isolate the battery bank after the charging system, so that I always have the ability to keep these charged, but then have a selector down here. If I do maintenance, I can turn it off right here at the source and not worry about any parasitic drag or load outside of my I/O here. Anyway, that's what I got going there. Let me finish cutting all these lines, prepping. This one not just fighting me right in the face. There it goes. Okay, so now I got the 1 gauge red. And let's flip it around and we'll look at the back side. Alright, so this side, you can see all of the mounting for, or all of the power posts, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, all low. So what I'm going to do, let me angle this down. I'm just going to give me a quick estimate from one positive to another, and then I'm going to make like this, and then I'm going to make a whole bunch of them the same. So that one will go to there, and we'll just say we'll make it a little shorter. You don't want them too long. And we'll say we'll make it about that long. So all shrink tubing done. Probably get this in a couple of shots here, but we've got quite a few connections to make here. So I've got all of the bolts ready. Got my screw gun right here, so I can snug these down, and then we'll go from there. So we'll start with this far battery. We'll go positive to positive, negative to negative. You know the routine here. All right, so all right, we're gonna go with red to red. Okay. Now we're going to go down to the bottom here on the red. So don't worry, I haven't got any of the negatives hooked up, so I'm not going to short anything out by touching the walls right now. That's not going to happen. So here's the red to red. That one's just loosening. I got to hook up another cable to it to go to the other battery, but we'll get to that in a minute. So I think this one will go black. This is ground. And if I can get my fat fingers in here. That one's there. And then we'll kind of crisscross a little bit. Do the black here. Again, this is just, I'm just going a couple of turns to get them started. Then once I get the connections ready for the next battery, I'll take them out one at a time. That way I only got flopping, you know, cables running around touching shit that shouldn't be touching. Okay. See? Black to black, red to red. Next battery, I think I'm going to go low down here across, and then I'll probably go high up here across. You know, it's the same connection. They're just, because of their proximity and how fat these wires are, it might make sense for me to do it that way. They don't have to be in line as long as they're positive to positive to positive to positive, etc. So they crisscross down below here because the batteries are facing, so they're opposite. So my red will go over on the far side, over there on the bottom, and then my or the black will, and then the black will go over to this side. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to try to connect black to black over here carefully. I might go ahead and attach that other one because then that only comes up to the top. So maybe we'll do that too. Let's see how that goes. All right, there we go. That's the thing. All right, let me move you around. I don't know if I'll be able to make you see, but hopefully you can see that. I won't know because I can't climb in here to tell, guys. So we'll see what happens. All right. 2 cables. Black to black. All right, and then when I come up here, I'm gonna go black to black there. Hopefully you can see that. I don't know if you can or not. Let me hook up this other black one to there. And then this black one up to here. This top one will be temporary as well. Okay, that worked. This red one and this red one will go to the bottom here. And they will go red to red, and then that red to that red. So I got to be very careful here. I think the first thing I'm going to do is hook this red to this red, then we'll go the other way. Red to that red. Okay, and that red to the red up top, and that'll be a temp. I'm not going to tighten these ones down because I got to hook all the bus bars to it and the other cables, etc., to tie into the bus bars. So I still got 2 cables up top of here that have to go in. All right, those are all in. I'm just running them down a little bit. Okay, these are in, and those are in. So let me just double look with the light, make sure red to red to red to red. So I've got red 1, red 2, to red 3, to red 4. I got black 1, black 2, to black 3, to black 4. I don't need to tighten that one down just yet, but it's snug. Okay. Okay. Those are all in. I'm going to loosen this one up top a little bit. I got it too tight. I got to take it back out, and I want to do it by hand. I have to use the damn tool all the time. All right. Those are in. All right, I got this positive or negative hooked up. No juice, no spark. That's good. So I've got no shorts. Okay, I'm going to stop this, finish the hookup. Then we're going to turn the main power switch to the inverter charger on and see if I can get power out of these batteries to convert to AC to the coach. And then I'll know I'm halfway there. Stand by. All right, I'm going to be putting it down here like I said. I got one wire. This is gauge 0, big ones, which is really what it needs. I got it trimmed back. Stick it in there and we'll tighten that down. And then we'll do the next one. Now here's the black one ready to go in. I'm going to trim it back. I trimmed mine back 3/4 to almost an inch, if not an inch. You see how deep that is. And you can see the internal connection to that cable inside. So that's also a 0 gauge. Make sure you use the right gauge because these things will get hot. Especially charging a large battery bank like I have, you want to have as much, when you have low voltage like 12 volts, 12, 14 volts, you need a larger diameter wire. The lower the voltage, the heavier gauge wire you need, because what's actually happening on a molecular level is the electrons are jumping from molecule to molecule. They're being forced through the current, and the potential is what allows them to jump from those molecules. So the larger the diameter, the more surface area allows for more attraction of those molecules. So a higher voltage is needed to allow them to jump more freely. It's like, what's the pressure in a water hose, right? The greater the pressure, the more water you throw through that water hose. The lower the pressure, the less water. But, you know, there's a trade-off. If you had a large diameter water hose, like a fire hose, then you get a lot of volume at lower pressure. The same is true for this. So you want a lot of water pressure. You need you can run a smaller hose if you have a higher pressure to get the same volume, but there's heat involved, right? But if you have a high pressure, compared to say a 12 volt, you go to 120 volt, now you have a much higher pressure, you don't get the heat because you're being, the higher voltage allowing more electrons to jump from molecule to molecule within the media being the copper wire or whatever wire. Hope that helps. So you don't want wires to overheat, get hot, melt, short, and then little fires break out. Okay, that one's installed. I'm going to pause and I'm going to go ahead and screw down now. You don't need to watch me run a screw in, seriously. Here we go. Okay, I got both of the connectors crimped, prepped, and heat shrinked. And I have that tightened down, ready to rock and roll. And we're about ready to stuff it in and see if we can't fit it on those connections up there. Got to be careful, the battery's still hot on the far side, but I guess I'll go with the positive first, which should be the bottom. Let me take a voltmeter and be absolutely sure before I make a connection I can't go back on. So I'll get back with you in just a second. Okay, I've got positive and negative connected to that bus bar. Verify the polarity. We're good to go. And that's all of my DC connections. Isn't that kind of crazy? Anyway, I just got to plug in the charger up there, and we're hooked up. Oh, let me get back out this thing. Just don't fit in this all. Oh, that's a bitch. All right, so we're in, we're wired, we're hooked up. I gotta lock down all these wires so they don't run around touching shit and getting cut. And then I gotta get some screws. So I gotta get some screws to bolt this down. Thank God it's just plywood. I can just get some heavy threaded muggly others for that, and that'll be fine. All right, so those are done. So I'm going to plug in this charger, which is already set up to charge those those batteries, and then I can not worry about this one until later. I need to put an extension cord on it because I'm still running my AC on the second leg to the house. It's a pass-through. So instead of rewiring and doing all that extra work, I'm just going to, as it was doing before, just plug this in to let it run the AC on that other side, and we're finished. And then if everything goes back asswards, I've got a way with this unit to output the AC and make it, instead of a charger, make it an inverter. So, because it's both. Anyway, let me get this plugged in and we'll try it real quick. Okay, I got it plugged in up there. We're all hooked up. So once I plug the shore power in to this extension cord, it should fire that unit and run just great, we hope, with my settings, and I'll check the voltages. So here we go. All right, we're plugged in. We just got to wait for that to drop. The ship to shore power switch will drop in, and that'll turn AC on to this side of the house, and that should turn on this this battery charger for my power. So that's what we're waiting on right now. It takes a minute or two for that to drop in. There it goes. And now we turn on the charger. Hey, we got charger. I guess it's fully charged at that point. So let me test the voltage on the output. At least I think the AC is still on. It kicked in. We have an LED on this. No LED. So I might have blown a fuse. It's too many amps. .12. It should be over 14. So yeah, I blew a fuse. I've only got a 20 amp circuit I'm plugging this into. I'm gonna have to change my DC, and maybe I'll start the generator. Anyway, stay tuned. Okay, the problem was that I've got a really bad cable, and it just wasn't making a good connection. So as you hear, it's running now. Got my LEDs fired up. Let me show you the voltage on it now that it's charging the lithiums. according to what it's supposed to. 13.84 and climbing. You see, it's charging. So 13.85, and I'll just keep going. The 14.6 is what the charge rate. So that's a long way to go yet. Good news is it's working just great. It's got to get the rest of these AC lines and everything adjusted, and then we're done. I'll start cleaning my mess up. Well, that's about all I got. I'll make another video when it's all cleaned up and painted inside here and everything is adjusted, and I have my completed battery box for security to hold the batteries in place. All done. I'll make another video on how I did that. So, all right, I've got the eco-worthy battery monitor now installed. So here's my DC for the whole bus. Battery, or holding tanks I should say. Battery condition is this, and you can tell it's fully charged. That's standard. But here's the one for the lithiums. Now this should be showing a group of bars to indicate visually the charge. I don't think it's done. It's on its first charge, so I think that after this cycle, it'll know what's full and what's negative after I run it down through a complete charge discharge, which is what I'm getting ready to do. But anyway, that's it in the bus, and it's running. I'm glad that's done. Now I just gotta redo all this wiring and cables. Most of it's junk. It's all old DC for old audio and video, and since I use Wi-Fi for everything, I won't be needing 90% of this wiring, or these coaxes, or these old telephone lines can go. Then I got to clean up the breaker boxes and get those all squared away, and redo this interior and put the cover back on the shower valve protection panel, etc. Then we go to move on to new floors. Woohoo! New floors on the inside. We'll be good to go then. So thanks for watching. Hopefully there's some information you can use. If not, I'm sorry. Did the best I could. I'm just an old fat freaking engineer with hardly any ability to climb around underneath these damn things anymore. So I'll see you on the next trip. Thanks. Bye.